ask you, what are you looking to learn? What do you want? What's next for you?
Probably jazz.
Probably jazz. Okay. Are you familiar with T-Bone Walker? When he plays jazz like this. It's just adding up a lot of pretty stuff. Actually, it's the education level, okay, because blues was really a lot of poor people who didn't have a lot of education, who worked out on farms and plantations, and so they didn't know how to read music, so they played what we call improvisation by default, because they couldn't read. When we say improvisation, that means you play what you feel. You're not following any music, you're just playing exactly how you feel the music in your ear. When Louis Armstrong would play his trumpet, he couldn't read, so he played it the way he felt. Now improvisation is a big deal nowadays, but a long time ago it was the only way you could play if you couldn't read music. Play some jazz, just something. I'm trying to see where I can come in and share something with you that you may not know. If you're going to play jazz, play something in A.
I don't really know that much.
Play.
Okay.
What about that little jazz run you know, where you do the bass line?
Okay, that reminds me of Joe Pass. That kind of reminds me of Joe Pass playing. Hey, that's pretty good. You've made a large range for yourself. Boy, I wish I was in the Joe Pass.
How old are you?
11.
How long have you been playing the guitar?
I've had my first guitar since I was 4, but I haven't taken lessons when I was
7. He started taking lessons when he was 7.
And his teacher is Dad?
I'm his dad.
Okay. Now I took lessons for 2 weeks. I have what they call big ears. Now I was a music minor. I didn't have a music book, but I didn't do well when it came to just music instructions and sight reading. I had a difficult time. I didn't think I was going to make it. And then I found a teacher who knew how to talk to me because I was feeling like I couldn't do it. I didn't know why. I knew how, but I didn't know why. And the teacher would say, well, how did you make that chord? I didn't know how I made it, but I could just show him. And then I can say it, I can also play it like this, and I can also play it like this. And the teacher would just look at me, and I guess maybe the teacher couldn't do that, but
Right, they probably read.
and probably had a tough time with that, and it was making me feel like I couldn't get it. And so I went and learned how to play, then I went back and learned why I did it that way. And so I learned backwards. I learned to play first and backwards. And what got me into into jazz was doing boogie woogie. I started doing boogie woogie. I'm hearing that in your playing with the jazz. Blues, 5-note scale. Jazz, a 7-note scale. Okay, and you're going to get that. Once I was practicing with a girl who was 10 or 11 years old, and her voice was solid as a rock. And her parents said to me, well, what should I do? I said, no, she already can sing.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Let her take up keyboards, and she will teach herself the rest.
Right.
It'll just come. Some people have it, and sometimes you can be corrupted by too much formal education,
Yeah.
in a sense that it'll throw you off your mark. If you're a natural, then try to let it be.
Right.
Okay, there are some things you need to learn, but let your talent flow. And it seems like you've already chosen a wide range. You're beyond being a beginner. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean we can jam together, but there's very few things. Right now, you're moving at a great pace. I think. This is Chicago style. the people's key. And a guy by the name of Jimmy Reed made his living off of playing nothing but the shuffle.
Play along with him.
If you ever get into finger picking styles like this, this is really breaking up the chords and stuff. It's not just strumming. And see, most of my playing is designed for the solo player, because I normally play alone. Occasionally I'll get a big stage and I'll hire an ensemble, because I like violins. I don't like the regular thing. I don't really, harmonica is okay, but if I'm going to design my own band, I pick different things. I love the, and on my new recording, I had a viola player. I had classical musicians, although I play a little band. Do you play other instruments?
I play
mandolin?
Saxophone.
The saxophone? Did you see the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
No, but he's heard some of the music from it.
If you get a chance, it's a PG movie. But if you get a chance to see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, they're playing what we call roots music, which is blues, country, and bluegrass. Okay? And at this point, I'm thinking that just the aesthetic, what's called the blues aesthetic, is what you learn from being around. Okay? I mean, I can sit here and show you how to do a little lick, but you're going to get those licks. I can tell already. That's coming. You got that. But it's what I can't teach you is what you'll have to get from being around musicians like me, or just getting older. And then that'll begin to, it's called vintage, it's seasoning. It'll just get into your playing, okay? Because, as time goes on, you will feel the benefit of it, okay? Because a lot of times, just because of your age, okay, people can, they just want you to be a little older. That's just them. You keep going, and you'll develop your aesthetic. And once that happens, wow, that means whatever you're feeling, you can make them feel. If you slow the music down, then you slow the crowd down. You pick up the music, then you pick up the crowd. And then that way you can control emotion. And to me, music can heal us. Okay? Let's see. G. Jump blues. I'm heading for the station with a pack on my back. I'm trying transportation in the back of a hack. I love to hear the rhythm of the clickety-clack. And hear the long whistle sing the smoke from the stack. And down around the Democratic fellas named Jack. Take me right back to the track. Jack, choo-choo. Choo-choo, choo-boogie, woo-woo. Woo-woo, boogie, choo-choo. Choo-choo, choo-boogie. Take me right back to the track. Jack, you reach your destination on the last and the last. You need some compensation to get back to the block. You take the morning paper from the top of the stack and bring the situation from the front to the back. The only job that's open needs a man with a knife. So put it right back in the right back. Choo-choo, choo-choo, choo-boogie, woo-woo.
Ready?